Respect isn't begged for, it's commanded. And if you're a man who wants to be taken seriously, in your relationships, your career, your life, then you need to understand this. There are rules. Rules that separate the respected from the ignored, the strong from the weak. The Stoics lived by them, and they earned honor that lasted centuries. Marcus Aurelius didn't chase validation. Seneca didn't tolerate disrespect. Epictetus didn't flinch when challenged. These men didn't just talk about respect, they embodied it. And today, in a world full of noise, weakness, and emotional chaos, their principles are more relevant than ever. But here's the problem. Most men break these rules without even realizing it. They overreact. They seek approval. They let disrespect slide. And then they wonder why no one takes them seriously. That ends now. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 rules of respect every man must live by. These aren't tricks. They're timeless principles that build unshakable self-respect. You'll learn how to stay calm under pressure, set boundaries that command attention, walk away with power, and lead with dignity, even when others don't. You'll learn how to use silence as a weapon, how to stop chasing approval, how to confront directly when needed, and most importantly, how to protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. This is Stoic Alpha. We don't beg for respect. We build it. If you're ready to level up your mindset, hit that subscribe button. Let's begin. Rule 1. Never beg for respect. Command it. Epictetus once said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do." That's not just philosophy. That's a blueprint for power. Let's be real. Too many men walk through life hoping to be respected. They try to be liked. They seek approval. They play nice. They over-explain. They shrink themselves to fit in. And then they wonder why no one takes them seriously. Here's the truth. Respect isn't something you ask for. It's something you embody. You don't get it by begging. You get it by becoming the kind of man who commands it without saying a word. Think of respect like gravity. You don't see it, but you feel it. And when a man walks into a room with purpose, with discipline, with quiet confidence, you feel it. That's the kind of presence that doesn't need validation. It speaks for itself. So how do you get there? You decide who you are, not who you hope to be, not who others want you to be, who you choose to be. Then you act like it. Every day, every moment, no exceptions. You want to be respected? Then walk like it, talk like it, train like it, work like it. Don't gossip, don't whine, don't chase attention. Handle your business. Keep your word. Protect your energy. Be the man who doesn't flinch when challenged, doesn't fold under pressure, and doesn't need applause to stay focused. Because here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing respect is the moment people start giving it to you. So next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, pause. Ask, would a man of respect do this? If the answer is no, don't do it. If the answer is yes, do it without hesitation. Respect starts with identity. Then it's earned through action. Say to yourself what you would be. Then do what you have to do. Rule 2. Keep your word. For the Stoics, virtue was everything. A promise broken was character destroyed. Let's get one thing straight. Your word is your reputation. It's your handshake, your signature, your legacy. And in a world full of empty promises, flaky commitments, and people who say one thing and do another, being a man who keeps his word is rare. And rare things are respected. The Stoics didn't just talk about virtue, they lived it. To them, integrity wasn't optional. It was the foundation of manhood. If you said you'd do something, you did it. If you made a promise, you kept it. If you gave your word, it was as solid as stone. Today, most people treat their word like a suggestion. They cancel plans last minute. They ghost people when it's inconvenient. They say, "I'll be there," and never show up. And every time they do, they chip away at their own character. But not you. Not if you live by this rule. When you keep your word, especially when it's hard, especially when no one's watching, you build something powerful, trust. And trust is the currency of respect. Think about it. Who do you respect more? The guy who always talks big but never delivers? Or the man who says little but always follows through? Keeping your word isn't just about others, it's about you. It's about proving to yourself that you're reliable, that you're disciplined, that you don't need external motivation to do what's right. And here's the kicker. When you consistently keep your word, people start listening more closely when you speak, because they know your words mean something. They carry weight. So how do you live this rule? Don't make promises you can't keep. Don't say yes just to please people. Don't commit unless you're ready to follow through. And if you do commit, follow through no matter what. Even if it's inconvenient. Even if no one else holds you accountable. Even if you're tired, busy, or tempted to quit. Because every time you honor your word, you strengthen your character. And every time you break it, you weaken your foundation. Speak with intention. Act with integrity. And you'll earn respect without ever asking for it. So next time you're about to say, I'll do it, ask yourself, will I follow through no matter what? If the answer is yes, say it and mean it. If the answer is no, don't say it all. Your word is your bond. Protect it like your life depends on it, because your reputation does. Rule 3, speak less, listen more. The Stoics valued brevity and wisdom over chatter. Mystery earns respect. Let's be honest, most people talk too much. They fill silence with noise. They interrupt. They overshare. They try to impress with words, thinking volume equals value. But here's the truth. The more you talk, the less people listen. And the more you listen, the more people reveal. The Stoics understood this. They didn't waste words. They spoke with intention, not impulse. They knew that wisdom isn't loud, it's precise. Think about the most respected men you know. They're not the ones dominating every conversation. They're the ones who speak when it matters. And when they do, people lean in. Why? Because silence builds mystery, and mystery builds power. When you speak less, you create space. Space for observation. Space for strategy. Space for others to show their cards while you hold yours close. Listening isn't passive, it's tactical. It's how you gather information, read the room, and understand people's motives. While others are busy talking, you're busy learning. And here's the paradox. The quieter you are, the more people assume you know. The less you say, the more weight your words carry when you finally speak. So how do you live this rule? Practice intentional silence. Don't rush to fill every gap. Ask questions instead of making statements. Let others talk and really listen. Speak only when your words add value, not noise. And when you do speak, be clear, be calm, be concise. This doesn't mean you become a mute. It means you become strategic. You speak with purpose, not ego. You listen with focus, not distraction. Because in a world full of noise, the man who speaks less stands out. He's the one people watch, the one they wonder about, the one they respect. Speak less. Listen more. Let your silence do the talking. Rule 4. Rule your emotions. Losing your temper equals losing respect. Marcus Aurelius said it best. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Let's get something straight. Emotional control isn't weakness, it's dominance. In fact, the man who can stay calm in chaos is the man everyone watches. Because while others are busy reacting, he's busy calculating. Most people think anger is strength. They think yelling makes them powerful. They think snapping back earns respect. But here's the truth. The moment you lose your temper, you lose control. And when you lose control, you lose respect. The Stoics knew this. They didn't suppress emotions, they mastered them. They understood that emotions are like wild horses, powerful, but dangerous if left unchecked. So they trained themselves to respond, not react. To pause, not explode. To reflect, not lash out. Why? Because emotional discipline is the foundation of leadership. No one follows a man who's ruled by impulse. But everyone respects the man who can take a hit, stay composed, and respond with clarity. Think about it. The boss who screams at his team? Feared, not respected. The partner who throws tantrums during conflict? Avoided, not admired. The man who lets insults dictate his behavior? Controlled, not in control. Now flip it. The man who stays calm when provoked? Powerful. The man who speaks with clarity, not rage? Trusted. The man who chooses dignity over drama? Respected. So how do you live this rule? Practice the pause. When emotions rise, take a breath before you speak. Ask yourself, is this reaction going to build or break my reputation? Train your mind like you train your body. Daily discipline, not occasional effort. Don't suppress emotions. Channel them. Use anger as fuel for focus. Use frustration to sharpen your strategy. And above all, remember, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to, because the man who rules his emotions rules his world. He doesn't need revenge. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't need to prove anything. He simply chooses not to be like his enemy. And that choice, that's what makes him untouchable. Rule your emotions, or they'll rule you. Rule 5, protect boundaries. The Stoics set limits on behavior and company. Respect is impossible without them. Let's get one thing clear. If you don't protect your boundaries, you won't be respected. You'll be used. People don't treat you based on who you are. They treat you based on what you allow. And if you allow disrespect, manipulation, or chaos, that's exactly what you'll get. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't surround themselves with fools. They didn't tolerate dishonor. They didn't entertain drama. They set clear limits on their time, their energy, their relationships, and their standards. Because boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They don't shut the world out. They keep the wrong people out and let the right ones in. Think of your life like a fortress. Your boundaries are the gates. If you leave them wide open, anyone can walk in, take what they want, and leave you drained. But if you guard those gates with intention, only those who respect your space get access. Here's the mistake most people make. They think setting boundaries is rude. They think saying no makes them selfish. They think walking away makes them cold. But the truth is, boundaries are the highest form of self-respect. They say, I value my time. I protect my energy. I don't tolerate disrespect. And when you live like that, people notice. They either rise to meet your standards or they disappear. Either way, you win. So how do you protect your boundaries? Be clear. Don't hint. Don't sugarcoat. Say what works for you and what doesn't. Be consistent. A boundary enforced once is ignored. A boundary enforced always becomes law. Be unapologetic. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your peace. Be prepared to walk away. If someone keeps crossing the line, they don't belong in your life. And remember, boundaries aren't just for others. They're for you. They keep you disciplined. They keep you focused. They keep you aligned with your values. Because without boundaries, you'll say yes to everything and lose yourself in the process. Respect starts with limits. Protect them fiercely. Rule 6, walk away from fools. Arguing with the ignorant lowers you. Silence and withdrawal keep dignity. Let's be honest, some people aren't looking for truth. They're looking for attention. They're looking for chaos. They're looking to drag you down into their emotional mud pit and watch you flail. And if you take the bait, if you argue, shout, or try to win, you lose. Because the moment you engage with a fool, you become part of the circus. And no one respects the man who performs for clowns. The Stoics understood this perfectly. They didn't waste time debating the ignorant. They didn't chase validation from the loudest voice in the room. They knew that dignity is preserved not through dominance, but through distance. Here's the truth. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult deserves a comeback. Not every fool deserves your energy. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's saying, I don't need to prove myself to someone who isn't even listening. It's choosing peace over ego. It's choosing elevation over entanglement. And here's the irony. The moment you walk away, the fool loses power. Because they thrive on reaction. They feed on attention. And when you give them nothing, they're left with their own noise. So how do you live this rule? Recognize the bait. If someone's trying to provoke you, pause. Ask, is this worth my energy? Don't argue with people committed to misunderstanding you. Use silence as your shield. Let them talk. Let them spiral. You stay grounded. Withdraw with dignity. You don't need to slam doors. Just stop showing up. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. And remember, you don't rise by dragging others down. You rise by refusing to be pulled down. Walk away from fools. Let your silence be your statement. Let your absence be your answer. Rule 7. Respect yourself first. Stoicism begins with self-mastery. If you don't value yourself, no one else will. Respect starts at home. Before anyone else can honor you, admire you, or take you seriously, you have to do it first. And not just in words, but in action. The Stoics believed that self-respect was the foundation of all virtue. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for applause. Epictetus didn't ask for permission to believe in his worth. They knew, if you don't respect yourself, you'll chase it from others, and that chase never ends. So what does self-respect look like? It's waking up early to train your body, even when no one's watching. It's saying no to things that drain you, even when it's unpopular. It's holding yourself to a higher standard, not because someone told you to, but because you know you deserve better. It's walking into a room without needing to prove anything, because your presence already speaks volumes. Self-respect is quiet. It's not loud declarations or flashy confidence. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you treat your time, your energy, your goals. And here's the truth. People mirror what you project. If you constantly doubt yourself, they'll doubt you too. If you undervalue your time, they'll waste it. If you tolerate disrespect, they'll deliver it. But if you walk with purpose, if you speak with clarity, if you move like a man who knows his worth, they'll feel it, and they'll rise to meet it. So before you demand respect from the world, demand it from yourself. Because once you do, you'll stop chasing approval and start attracting respect. Respect isn't something you beg for. It's something you build through discipline, boundaries, silence, and self-mastery. Every rule you've learned today is a brick in that foundation. Live by them, and you won't just earn respect. You'll become the kind of man who commands it effortlessly. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment below. What's one rule of respect you live by, or one you're ready to start living today? Like this video if it hit home. Subscribe for more content on discipline, mindset, and personal power. Let's build a community of men who don't chase respect. We live it.